Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Fnatic, and I'm back with another video. So today we are going to be discussing Florida Media Days today, SEC Media Days. So the common theme between what basically everybody said, Michael Pirine, Jabari Zuniga, Felipe Franks, and Dan Mullen especially, was finding ways to win, whether it was winning 48-7 or 3-0. Obviously, Florida fans would rather win 48-47. That's how it's done there. And I would imagine Dan Mullen would prefer winning there. But the common theme was finding ways to win. Felipe Franks doing everything he can to win games. Dan Mullen doing everything he can to win games. The common theme today was winning. That was the thing that everybody kept on bringing up. Just finding ways to win big football games. Like Felipe Franks mentioned, he took great ownership and loss against Georgia last year. I was really happy with what Felipe Franks said today. Dan Mullen had some humor stuff in there, not digs at Georgia, but just some humor stuff. He came in there in J's, which was glorious. That's just what Dan Mullen does. That's just Dan Mullen. But back on topic again, winning was the theme today at SEC Media Days for Florida, and I think they perfectly nailed that. We need to find ways to win football games, and more particularly big football games, if we want to really say that the University of Florida is back. The Felipe Franks covered the offensive line. He said that they're working really, really hard. Another common theme was just working really, really hard. Felipe Franks working hard, and just the entire team putting in a lot of effort into the offseason to create depth at those positions. You notice depth. Felipe Franks said depth a lot at the offensive line. So Felipe Franks did not shy away from the offensive line question. Neither did Dan Mullen. They both spoke their mind, which I can very much appreciate. They've done that their entire time there at the Florida Gators, and that's why I think the university and the fans embrace them, and they did the same thing today. So overall, I think Florida had a very, very successful media days. They answered the correct questions. Dan Mullen just was Dan Mullen, He made a couple jokes, came in J's, talked about a hole-in-one on the golf course, typical Dan Mullen stuff. And Felipe Franks talked about his progression and really took ownership. And Felipe Franks, I think, was definitely the MVP, as Dan Mullen brought, the J's and the swag and all that stuff. So I just love Dan Mullen. Some of you guys might, because Dan Mullen trash talks people a lot, especially Georgia. But from a Florida fan, that's what we like, and that's what Dan Mullen provides us with. So I really, really like the swagger surrounding Dan Mullen and the Florida program right now. But then again, I cannot applaud Felipe Franks enough. I've been a big critic of Felipe Franks throughout his time here at Florida. I have not shied away from talking trash about him. But Felipe Franks brought it today, and I could not be more proud of what Felipe Franks, how he took ownership, and how he represented the team today with absolute class. And Dan Mullen, of course, bringing the swagger. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Check out my LSU Media Days coming up in about 30 minutes to an hour. In a similar format to this, I'm going to go ahead and watch their Media Days, watch Ed Orgeron, watch Joe Burrow, watch a couple other players, and then make my full review of this team. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Check out all my other college football content, and peace.